Welcome back to your favorite channel, YOLENO TV. Our big point for this session is Ruto's counter-attack strategy with Sonko as his last weapon to woo the Kamba nation into supporting him. And as usual in this segment, I ask myself questions that don't need immediate answers. And so I choose to dissect the political archives to get you the hidden answers. So ladies and gentlemen, for today's big point, I think Sonko was all along a Kenya Kwanza diehard. Mind you, if I go through a brief history of Mike Sonko, he was in Jubilee, got elected under Jubilee ticket, and then because of the turmoil in Jubilee, Sonko decamped. But where did it come from? Before officially joining Wiper, Sonko was a pro-Ruto supporter, but then decided to join Wiper because Sonko looked at the opportunity in Mombasa. Since Governor Joe was finishing his second term, he took that opportunity to also be a candidate in Mombasa. But then, you know what happened that led to, all those nullifications and everything, to an extent that he could not, the candidature could not be confirmed. And ultimately, the Supreme Court dealt Sonko a last blow, and perhaps that's why we are here. So Sonko has officially decamped Wiper again and joined Kenya Kwanza's UDA. And again, the latest news that we have is that Sonko is rallying behind UDA Governor Hassan Omar. We all know the impeached Governor Sonko had ambitions. We've talked about that. So I tend to think that the idea behind Sonko's quest to become the Mombasa governor might have been fronted by William Samoei Ruto. Maybe Sonko was partly in Azimio and partly in Kenya Kwanza. Because now just because the candidature is not confirmed does not make you run from your party. Now, Sonko has decamped from his party into UDA simply because the candidature could not be confirmed. So that means you do not have the aspirations or the ambitions of your party at heart. So, dear ladies and gentlemen, to me, I think the whole of Kenya Kwanza's strategy looks like the last kicks of a dying donkey. Because like we said in our previous analysis, the dice had been cast. So, Ruto noticed that Alfred Mutua was not adding value to Kenya Kwanza. And especially after Alfred Mutua decided to rally his support behind Wavinya Ndeti. And mind you, Wavinya Ndeti is not a UDA candidate. Wavinya Ndeti is vying on a Wiper ticket. And the person who is vying on a UDA ticket is Johnson Muthama, who is the party chairman of UDA. So by default, we expected Alfred Mutua to rally support 100% behind Johnson Muthama, who is the chairman of UDA, a party that is within the Kenya Kwanza umbrella. But then Alfred Mutua has decided to throw his all support behind Wavinya Ndeti, a thing that we find pretty, quite bizarre. Because as a result, I think Ruto could have made the right choice of bringing Sonko on board but the timing is not convenient. How many days are we left with to election? The question that again ask myself, but did Ruto have a choice? I think if I was to answer that question, then I would say no, simply because, Ruto did not have a choice because of the never-ending, political squabbles between Governor Alfred Mutua and Chairman Johnson Muthama. So these squabbles have been going on. You remember the moment Alfred Mutua joined Kenya Kwanza, Muthama said point blank that he was not going to work with Alfred Mutua. So perhaps that explains the reason why Ruto has not succeeded in winning a bigger portion of the Kamba nation. Because the people that he was banking on was one, Johnson Muthama, and two, Alfred Mutua. So he was banking on the two to bring at least 50% of the Kamba nation, because he believed that by getting the 50%, then he would have weakened Raila Amollo Odinga, because Kamba nation is one of Raila Amollo Odinga's struggles. So by getting 50%, then Ruto was assured of, closer to clinching the presidency. But you see, Alfred Mutua, Johnson Muthama, both of these seniors proved to be difficult to work with. I mean, the two cannot work together. So I think Sonko's latest entry into the Kenya Kwanza fraternity could be a boost to Kenya Kwanza, but it's the case of too little, too late. Because one, we cannot make the Kamba nation change their mind, at the last minute. So Sonko is coming in as a weapon that will neutralize the beef between the two and provide William Samoei Ruto with a fallback plan. That means perhaps if working with Alfred Mutua together with Johnson Muthama proves to be difficult, then Ruto can throw can actually bank on former governor Mike Sonko for the Kamba nation. So I think, ladies and gentlemen, I don't think the Kamba nation will be swayed against voting for Raila Amollo Odinga, because their de facto king, who is Kalonzo Musyoka, has already sealed the Kambaland for Azimio only. You remember when William Samoei Ruto toured Kamba, he was pissed off again. Anytime we see William Samoei Ruto agitated that much, we always know that all is not well within that particular region. So when William Samoei Ruto decided to attack Charity Ngilu, it was point blank that all was not going as expected within the Kambaland. So perhaps that's the reason why William Samoei Ruto found himself about mounting Charity Ngilu, even going to an extent of saying that Charity Ngilu cannot get someone to marry her. That was a bit disrespectful because Charity Ngilu is a bit aged, and we don't expect such a remark to be channeled against her. So our focus in Mike Sonko's entry into Kenya Kwanza and the likely impact that is likely to have on the voter basket of Kenya Kwanza within the Kamba nation. Ladies and gentlemen, do you think Mike Sonko adds value from what you see? Because I know by now, my dear viewers, you've kept track of the happenings within Mike Sonko's political ambitions, and you know whether there is going to be some positive impact within Kenya Kwanza from Mike Sonko. I personally do not think Mike Sonko will tilt the tides that are already experienced within the Kamba nation, because it is apparent that 70% is likely to go to Azimio One Kenya Alliance. So William Samoei Ruto is struggling with the rest, the 30%, so that Wajakoya does not scoop the 30%. I think William Samoei Ruto is fighting to get the 30 or even the 40% of that region to be able to have a chance at the presidency. So dear viewers, perhaps if you're watching our channel for the first time and you haven't subscribed, please take a moment and subscribe. If you are a regular visitor but you've always forgotten to subscribe, you can do so by subscribing. Also give us a thumbs up, like, you can comment, tell us what you think is likely to happen going forward as far as Mike Sonko's entry is concerned. Now, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to wind up there, and as we move forward, I promise to still give you more details on this Mike Sonko's sudden inclination with the Kenya Kwanza and the sudden support of Hassan Omar. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please, I'd like to say thank you so much for watching our channel, and may you have a lovely, lovely time and be blessed.